In what's been labelled by some as a snub, Sydney has missed out on hosting the Cricket World Cup final and Australia's opening game of the tournament. Despite undergoing a $200 million facelift, the SCG has been overlooked for the major fixtures in favour of Melbourne.
It's cricket's biggest stage.
What a wonderful performance to win by 8 wickets in the World Cup.
That's Australia winning the World Cup in England. But when we host the Poms in our opening game in 2015, the SCG will look like this. Empty. And it'll be the same story on the night of the final.
Melbourne gets Australia's first game. It gets our game against England. It gets the final. Has Sydney been dudded?
No, not at all.
Much has been made of the redevelopment of our famous ground, but it still wasn't enough to sway the big fixtures away from the MCG.
The elite cricketers tell us their favourite grounds to play on are the Sydney Cricket Ground and Lords. I think our government should have worked harder to secure the World Cup final for Sydney.
There will still be 5 games in Sydney, but only one featuring Australia. Although if we make the semi-final, then we may see them again for a second time.
I would have liked to see the final here, but you've got to be a realist too, and you can't be greedy.
The government says there is an upside to these stands not being filled with Australian fans, and that is with more international teams playing here. There'll actually be greater amounts of tourism dollars flowing into the Sydney economy.
From the point of view of the economy, the more tourists we have in town, the better.
Tom Steinford, 9 News.